The Kitchen Tango. Wong Kar-wai didn't just make a gay film, he made the gay film. Lai Yufei, played by Tony Leung, and Ho Po-wing, played by Leslie Chung, are two Hong Kong men stranded in Buenos Aires. Their relationship is toxic, addictive, devastating. Po-wing's catchphrase, "Let's start over." Yufei falls for it every time. After Po-wing shows up beaten and broken, Yufei nurses him back to health. And during this fragile truce, something magical happens. They dance. In a tiny, grimy communal kitchen, two men slow dance to Piazzolla's tango. Christopher Doyle's cinematography shifts from black and white to color at exactly this moment. Like the world itself is waking up. This won Best Director at Cannes in 1997. Leslie Chung, a real-life queer icon in Hong Kong, brought an authenticity to Po-wing that no straight actor could match. Two men dancing tango in a kitchen at the end of the world. If that doesn't wreck you, nothing will. Marab dances to Honey. There is no sex in Georgian dance. That's the line the ballet master Aleko thunders at Marab, played by first-time actor Levan Gelbakiani in the opening minutes, and the entire film exists to prove him wrong. Marab is a young dancer at the National Georgian Ensemble in Tbilisi, disciplined, dedicated. Then Irakli walks in, played by Bachi Valishvili, with an earring the instructor tells him to remove and a rebellious streak Marab can't stop watching. Their attraction builds through dance, lingering hands during rehearsal, looks that last a beat too long. Then comes the scene. Late at night at a countryside house party, Marab and Irakli find themselves alone. Marab, shirtless, puts on a giant fur paprika hat and dances to Robin's Honey, golden light pouring through the window. His body moves with a freedom he's never allowed himself. Gelbakiani is hypnotic. Every movement says, "This is who I've been hiding." Director Levin Aiken was inspired by violent 2013 anti-homophobia protests in Tbilisi. When the film premiered in Georgia, ultra-nationalist groups tried to storm the cinema. Riot police had to protect moviegoers. People literally risked assault just to watch this film in a theater. Franck sees everything. A lakeside cruising spot in southern France, sun-drenched. Beautiful. Men lounging naked on the beach, disappearing into the woods. Director Alain Guiraudi shoots all of this matter of fact. No judgment, just bodies and desire. Franck, played by Pierre Deladonchamp, is a regular. He befriends Henri, a lonely older man played by Patrick Dassumkau. Their friendship is genuinely one of the most tender male relationships in cinema. Then Franck spots Michel. Christophe Pau plays Michel like a dangerous animal, chiseled, magnetic. Franck wants him immediately. But here's the terrifying part. Franck watches Michel drown his previous lover in the lake, sees everything, and he still pursues Michel, still has sex with him, still falls in love. The desire overrides survival instinct. Cahiers du Cinéma named it Best Film of 2013. It won the directing prize at Cannes, and it asks the most uncomfortable question queer cinema has ever posed. What are you willing to risk for desire? Franck's answer is everything, including his life. The darkroom scene. Based on a true story. That changes everything. Sergei, played by Tom Pryor, is a young private in the Soviet Air Force in occupied Estonia, late 1970s. He dreams of becoming an actor. Then Roman arrives. Oleg Zagorodny plays fighter pilot Roman with devastating charm. They bond over photography and the arts, attending a ballet together. Stravinsky's Firebird. The scene that sears itself into memory happens in a darkroom. They're developing photographs together. Orange glow over their faces, broken by red lips. When they finally kiss, it feels like a collision. In the 1970s Soviet Union, homosexuality meant 5 years in a labor camp. An anonymous letter to the base commander could end everything. The real Sergei Fedosov wrote this love story in his 1996 memoir, Roman Was Killed in Afghanistan. Sergei carried this story until the film was made after his death in 2017. Every stolen glance in that darkroom actually happened. The headphones on the dance floor. François Ozon waited over 30 years to adapt Aidan Chambers' 1982 novel, Dance on My Grave. The result is a sun-drenched gut punch shot on 16mm film. Alex, played by Félix Lefebvre, capsizes his sailboat off Normandy. David, played by Benjamin Voisin, rescues him. David is 18, magnetic, reckless, silver earring, motorcycle, billowy shirts. 6 weeks of whirlwind, sailing, kissing, riding David's motorcycle terrifyingly fast along coastal roads. But the hottest scene doesn't involve touching. At a party, David places headphones over Alex's ears. Suddenly, the chaos disappears. Rod Stewart's Sailing fills Alex's world. Slow, intimate. In a room full of people, David has created a private universe for two. It's an homage to the headphone scene in the 1980 film La Baume. But Ozon makes it unmistakably queer. The proximity, the eye contact, the way Alex's face transforms, The Cure, Rod Stewart, 16mm grain, two boys who don't know tragedy is coming. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, take a second and hit that join button to become part of the Pride Play family. It really helps us keep making content like this for you. All right, back to the list. Galoop's Final Dance. Claire Denis made a film about repressed male desire in the French Foreign Legion in Djibouti, loosely based on Melville's Billy Budd. Sight and Sound ranked its 7th greatest film of all time in 2022. Denis Lavant plays Galoop, a sergeant obsessed with young recruit Centane, played by Gregoire Collin. The entire film is a study in desire with no outlet. Soldiers train in the desert, exercises filmed like choreography, half-naked bodies in perfect sync. Military drills turn pure homoerotic ballet. Then comes the ending. Galoop is alone in a nightclub. He starts to dance to Corona's Rhythm of the Night. What begins as cool strutting explodes into something ferocious. Lavant throws himself across the dance floor, leaps off walls, rolls on the ground. Claire Denis said it best: desire is violence. That final dance is the most electrifying scene in queer cinema. A man finally allowing his body to say what his mouth never could. Sean and Nathan's First Night, Grand Prix winner at Cannes, destroyed every audience that saw it. Set in 1990s Paris during the AIDS crisis, director Robin Campillo drew from his own acid-up experiences. Young activists fighting for their lives while falling in love. Sean, played by Nawel Perez Biscayart, is HIV positive. Nathan, played by Arnaud Valois, is negative. They meet at ACTOP meetings where passion and anger fuel everything. Their first time together is one of the most honest, intimate scenes ever filmed. Not choreographed perfection. Awkward, tender, real. Two people negotiating desire in the shadow of a plague. Sean's body is marked by KS lesions that Nathan touches without flinching. What makes it devastating is what you know is coming. Sean is getting sicker. This love has an expiration date written into its DNA. You were protesting on Monday, burying a friend on Wednesday, falling in love on Friday. That was the reality. Campillo shows all of it with the same unflinching gaze. Nicholas and Dylan in the Dark. 1981 South Africa, apartheid era, border war with Angola. Moffie is an Afrikaans slur for a gay man. Director Oliver Hermanus, himself gay and South African, made this deeply personal film. Nicholas, played by Kai Luke Brummer, is an 18-year-old conscript. Basic training is designed to brutalize softness out of young men. Being discovered as gay means Section 22, military prison, electroshock therapy, chemical castration. Then Nicholas locks eyes with Dylan, played by Ryan de Villiers. Their connection plays out in stolen glances and one extraordinary scene. They meet in darkness between buildings. No words, just two bodies finding each other in a place designed to destroy this kind of tenderness. Hermanus shoots it like a religious experience. The darkness is both protection and prison. They can only be themselves when they literally cannot be seen. This isn't romance, it's resistance. Two boys choosing each other inside an institution built to make that choice impossible. The hillside scene. Yes, this is a British film, but it reached most of the world as a subtitled foreign release on the festival circuit, and it belongs here because it redefined what intimacy looks like on screen. Johnny Saxby, played by Josh O'Connor, is a Yorkshire farmer angry at everything. Drinks, fights, hooks up with men at livestock auctions with all the tenderness of changing a tire. Then Georgi, a Romanian migrant worker played by Alex Secarianu, arrives for lambing season. Their first encounter is rough, impulsive, face down in the mud on a hillside. Not romantic, just release. But Georgi doesn't let him. In one of the most extraordinary moments in queer cinema, Georgi gently turns Johnny over, face to face. He forces intimacy on a man who's built his entire identity around avoiding it. O'Connor's face carries years of rural isolation. He looks terrified, not of being caught, of being seen. Director Francis Lee grew up on a sheep farm in Yorkshire. He knew that for men in this world, vulnerability is the ultimate transgression. That hillside scene isn't about sex. It's about one man refusing to let another hide. Leo and Remy's Last Summer. We're ending with the one that might break you. Lucas Dant's follow-up to Girl won the Grand Prix at Cannes and was Oscar-nominated. Two 13-year-old boys, Leo and Remy, played by Eden Dambreen and Gustave de Wael, whose intense friendship is destroyed by a single question. They're inseparable. Share a bed during sleepovers, run through flower fields, hold each other with zero self-consciousness. Then classmates start asking if they're together. That's it, that's the bomb. Leo panics, pulls away, joins hockey, performs masculinity. Every time Remy reaches for him, Leo flinches. Dambreen plays Leo's withdrawal with devastating precision. You watch a boy murder a friendship in real time because the world told him tenderness between boys must mean something shameful. What happens next, we won't spoil, but the consequences are permanent. Dant shoots the early intimacy with the camera so close you feel their breath. Then, as Leo pulls away, the color drains. the distance grows. It's a boy teaching himself to be cold. Close doesn't ask what these boys are to each other. The world demands a label for their closeness and destroys it. The most devastating foreign gay film of the decade. Which scene hit you hardest? Drop it in the comments.